believe it's Miss Candice. Hi, how are you?
I'm amazing. How you doing?
Good, doing good. I enjoy you on the show, and I kind of
Oh,
want to
thank
talk
you. I
about,
don't get that compliment a lot.
right. Well, I will say like the character is frustrating,
And I did
but
my job. I did my job. I did
you,
my job.
right. So I enjoy you on the show.
Thank you.
But I do feel like speaking of the show, the cult provides something for each character, something
Yes.
that's lacking in their life.
Okay.
And at one point, your character, Lynn, was wanting to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at the first look, it's drugs. Oh, she may want the drugs, but do you feel like that character, what is lacking in Lynn's life that's, causing her to bring in chaos into her own life?
That's an amazing question. So, in my opinion, I think Lynn was lacking purpose and was getting lost in her husband's shadow. Um, I think even I'm not married. I'm just speculating that I think what happened was because prior to her getting married, it said in the show that she was a former FBI or former Marine. Um, and then it also said she was a teacher. So I think it was like former Marine, former FBI, and then that job didn't work out for whatever reason that we do not know. But we know that to be flexible with now her husband's job, she has now become a teacher. And then that's being disrupted by him not considering her when he's taking jobs and now being like, well, now you got to move when I move, right? So now it has this very like, um, I'm the man. I say we go when we go. I don't need to consider your feelings and whatnot. So then a lot of resentment was built up. And the show also displayed or told the story of them having a child and losing the child. So a lot of people who don't have purpose then end up, they either get married right away and then their purpose becomes that man or that woman. And then when they are lost in that, then their next purpose is like, I need a baby so that I can have something to care for or do. And then when that was taken away, it's like, so now what we doing?
Right.
So what we
Right.
doing here? So there was a lot of resentment that she had towards her husband. And she didn't communicate it. I mean, she communicated for like 2 seconds, but he knows that he was able to play off of her emotion with the kids and her being the teacher and like what it was kind of like one more project, babe. Just one more. And it's just like I'm not going to name the celebrity, but it's just like the other celebrities who said I'm going to retire from this particular thing, and then the wife is like, okay, and he's like, one
Right.
more. And she's like, okay.
Right.
Um, so I feel like it was kind of like that kind of situation. And when she had time to sleep on it, she had to figure out her purpose. Where can I be helpful? Where can I be a helpmate? Where can I be in this space and feel like I matter? So the whole idea of like, let me go in, let me help, it was like adamant. And
Mhm.
again, if you watch that scene, he's like, you can't. And I go, oh, you're telling me I can? It's just like, you're taking another thing from me. Is it because you think you're the man and you have to tell me when I can move and when I can't move? And instead of arguing, she just said, okay, and did what she wanted to do. I'm not saying that's
Right.
right, but I'm
Gotcha.
just saying that is what took place. That's what took place. It
Right.
was like, it
Yep.
was kind of like very stubborn, like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna show you. So she had to
Hmm.
like kind of prove herself. And her getting caught up in a cult was just like not understanding how serious this case was. She had no idea what she was getting herself into, um,
Right.
and wrapped into. And once the whole blowing of exposure from the highest happened, I think that just opened up some triggers or things that were not necessarily healed or necessarily dealt with because she was able to hide behind, well, now I have a husband and we have a good life. And like people try to mask things with other things without handling the old wounds. They turn around, they go, you know what, I'll be fine if I just have this, I'll be fine if I have that. So it was frustrating,
Yeah.
for everyone to watch her just like not listen and do her own thing. And it was just
Right.
so much nagging and and resentment. It was resentment, y'all. It was just a bunch of resentment. And it doesn't seem as appealing when someone's being, I guess, nice and trying to overcompensate. He was overcompensating. What you need is anything I could do, da da da, because he feels guilty for, doing what he did to Miss Rollins. So, had I wished the story could go differently, of course. I am not the writer.
Right.
I am here to execute my work as an actress.
And you do a great job. You do a
Thank
great job.
you.
I have a follow-up question if I get an
Sure,
opportunity to, but
of
thank you
course.
for your time.
No, you can give me a follow-up question. What is it? I would love to hear it.
Well, I feel like the show brings about a lot of women's issues
Mm-hmm.
and, even highlighting missing women that's actually true in our true community. You see that kind of highlighted on the show of what people not knowing what to do, people like wondering if it's true and just late basically to the ball game. And not only that, but even, within your character, there's a lot of those things that parallel real women's lives. It may not be that extreme,
Right,
but some things that you're talking about
right.
is in what was some things that what might have been surprising to you that came about, as revelation in your life from the show.
In my personal life, let
Mhm.
me see. My personal life. Because like I said, I'm not married, right? I
Got
do
you. Right.
desire, I do desire to be married. Um, and what I will learn is it's not helpful to be combative against the partner that you're building with. Um, so I would definitely, if I was Lynn's bestie, I would pull her to the side, like, you can't be talking to your man like that, you know? But then I will also pull Brian to the side and say, get some balls, you know? But women will walk over you if you just allow them to. Um, but in my personal life, what did I learn from? It was it was really hard watching myself on the show be that like, I don't know,
Mhm.
attacking. I was looking
Mhm.
at myself like, who is that?
Right.
So
Mhm.
it wasn't fun to watch me like beat him in the head like that. Jamie, who's an amazing co-star. Um, I guess for my personal life, I would just learn when that time comes for when I'm married to make sure that there is transparency of open communication,
Mhm.
so that there's no resentment. I already, as a single woman, does this. I do don't go to bed angry kind of motto. So whether I'm dealing with a friend, foe, or family member, I don't go to bed angry. So I make sure that I speak my mind, say what needs to be said, and communication is not just you verbalizing; it's also you listening and being on the
Right.
same page. And Lynn went to bed angry a lot.
Yeah, she did.
Went to bed angry and loud. Except for that one time when she woke up and acted like nothing happened after she told Malcolm, after she told her husband she slept with Malcolm. Then she woke up the next day like, where were you? Like, what, girl? When you
She felt
expecting
better.
me?
She felt relief. She was just like, I'm free now.
Slept like a baby. I was like, where were you? Why didn't you come to bed? Why didn't you?
Right. Thank you so much for this. This
Or,
has been so, the answers you gave were really unexpected, and I'm grateful for
I'm
your time
smart or
today.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I can
Okay,
tell.
I'm
like
nothing. I am completely, I am Nirine. I'm not Lynn, but Lynn was, she was amazing to play. So
yes.
Good, good. Thank you.